All right. I'd like to call the Hopkinton Special Town Council remote meeting, May 10th, 2021 to order with a moment of silence and a salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sorry about that, everyone. I lost track of time. Okay. So up first is to discuss revised proposed fiscal year 2021-2022 budget, including expense, revenue, and capital improvement plan. Is there any discussion?
Councilman Hurst, I'm satisfied, but I would like to have any comment from the acting town manager if he thinks that we need any modifications in the revenue or any other aspects of the proposed budget.
Yeah, I think I'm comfortable with what the council has submitted and what we've reviewed during the budget workshops. There is some good news coming our way as far as the American Rescue Plan Fund, rather. So we're still waiting on guidance from the state, or actually from the U.S. Treasury, on how those funds can be used and how much the town's getting. And had we received information prior to, and every municipality in the state's kind of in the same boat, where we've been anxious to find out what we're getting and what the funds can actually be used for. Had we more information at the moment, maybe we could take a different approach. But I think what we're doing now, as far as not using fund balance, is the prudent thing to do to keep the town in good financial health. Because at this point, our fund balance is basically where the required amount is by our auditors and by Moody's, and to dip into that any further would not be wise. If things do come to fruition and we get some good feedback from the U.S. Treasury, and we can use those funds for our losses in the current and previous fiscal year, if that is the case, then I think we'll have some positive momentum moving forward, where we can use those funds hopefully for some CIP projects. But again, until we know, and hopefully we'll be able to offset loss in revenue, which will help our fund balance, which will help us in the upcoming years to supplement our tax revenue. But at this point, we're still kind of in limbo, and we're not exactly sure how it's going to be handled. So I think we need to sit tight with the budget we have and take the prudent approach.
Mr. President, I'd like to move that the proposed budget be adopted by the town council, presented to the voters in June at the referendum.
Okay, do I have, is there any discussion from anyone in regards to this?
Yes, Steve.
Yes, Sharon.
Steve,
Yes, Sharon, go ahead, please.
I would just like to know why we couldn't have done this at the last meeting. I don't understand why we had to have an extra meeting, and that's all I want to know.
Well,
It's the charter.
The charter says you have to have 2 meetings?
The charter, we're following the charter.
Okay. All right. That's all I wanted to know.
I'm looking for a second on my motion.
I'll
Council
second the
President,
motion. Sharon Davis will second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Councilman Hurst, aye. Gary, aye.
Marvel, aye.
Davis, aye.
Moffett, aye. Okay, motion passes. Looks like that's pretty much it, right? Am I correct?
I believe that we don't have any warrants this year to work on and present.
Yeah, no, Scott, I'm just
That's
looking at the agenda here, and it looks like I think we're ready to move forward.
I just would like to, before I make a motion to adjourn, I'd just like to note for the people, Charahoe consumes 77% of our proposed taxes for property taxes, which shows our commitment to our public schools. Despite some criticism maybe of this town, that town government, general government, which is police, roads, et cetera, will be consuming less than 25% of the tax dollars in Hopkinton. And I just think I have a responsibility to point that out. I move we adjourn.
Mr. President, before we adjourn, Brian, Council Gary, just want to say thank you for working on this. I know you're up against a tight schedule and it looks good. Thank you.
Thanks.
I move we adjourn.
All right. Do I have a motion? Okay. All in favor?
First, aye.
Marvel, aye.
Davis, aye.
And Moffat, aye.
Davis, aye.
Okay, motion passes. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Mike.
Good night.